Hello, I'm Will. I'm a hobbyist in sunny Melbourne. We're going into our autumn or fall period right now. I'm just updating you a little bit on my last video. Last video we planted out a 2-foot tank with crypt flamingo, and as you can see the new leaves are coming in and they're a bit closer to pinkish than the previous green leaves. The Echinodorus tenalis. Haven't seen it do much yet, but I think it's just, I don't know, there's a bit of root growth there, as you can see on that one, that runner. So yeah, everything's starting to take a hold. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. So on to this week's video. We're going to be doing some aquascaping. Let's see, not that tank, not that one. Not that one. Yeah, that one. So this tank, as you can see, it's side on. Basically, I wanted a tank to either grow shrimp or Medakas in. So yeah, this one's still cycling. You might see a couple of bits of dead prawn in there, and I put those in to get the sponge filter at the back going. As you can see, it's, you know, the green helps, but it could be better. And one of the problems I'm coming to with this tank is this, I think it's subwassertang. It is this plant at the front. Every time I do a water change, it comes loose and it floats about, and then it and then it just falls wherever it may. So today I'm going to be putting rocks, or well, tying them to rocks basically. Yeah, so without further ado, I'll be fishing those out and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so we'll grab our chunk so we see what we're working with. So yeah, this is basically freshwater seaweed. We'll see how we go. I'm using this black netting. I was thinking about fly screen, but I wanted something with a bigger sort of gauge. Just grab some rocks. So if you're wondering, I get my rocks from Bunnings. It's just scoria or volcanic rock. Yeah, volcanic rock. Even normal red scoria is good for this, but I prefer these black stones because they just look a lot better in the tank. So first we just have a look at what we've got. That's a bit of, yeah, a few bits of moss and stuff wrapped up in the plant, but that's okay. It is mostly what I want. Subwassertang. So we'll see how we go with this. So my basic theory is, if we take this chunk, and there's many chunks to work through. Yep, fits nicely. And I'll take a couple of chunks of rock. So yeah, the idea is that after this is put back in the tank, it should regrow through this mesh and become something that I can just take out every time there's a water change or whatever. The rocks should keep it where I want it, in the bottom of the tank. So this was just basically an onion bag. Black onion bags are good for that. Awesome. And we'll just be affixing this with our lovely cable ties, which are available anywhere. Yeah, so my basic plan with this channel is just to keep on making videos till I get bored. I can quit anytime I like. But yeah, into the subwassertang. I really should have looked up which one was correct before I started this video. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty easy to just take an onion bag, cable tie it where you want. A lot of people don't like to cut the ends of cable ties, and I kind of agree with them that this creates a really sharp edge and it's a bit of a danger. But with an aquarium, we're talking about aesthetics, and aesthetics do win out. So yeah, that's one. Put it back. Just getting out another piece. I'm finding that bits of Pellia, which people call Pellia moss, but it's not really a moss, does get mixed in. It does grow with the other plants, real mosses and subwassertang. So yeah, everything gets mixed in together, which is not what I want, but it's okay. Can't forget a rock. I might as well put 2 rocks. You never know how big it can grow. That's not good. But yeah, it's good to be back in the hobby. Yeah, you can also use fly mesh for this. I was using fly mesh for some, alright, the backing tank. Some Rickia, which, if you don't know, it does take over tanks. So crystal wart is its other name. Oh, this is massive. Do I want 2 from that, or do I want 1? I think 2. So yeah, I'm not encouraging people to put Rickia in their tanks because it grew everywhere. I think eventually I just turned off the CO2 and I was able to control it. But I did like its bright green color. I just think maybe it's a sort of species only plant where if you want to make a big lawn and you don't mind it, if you only have 1 plant in your tank, then it'd be really good for that. And I did kind of have this fantasy of like filling up a 4-foot tank with just Pellia. But a lot of people hate that plant because of its tendency to take over, and I kind of get it. keeping control of your tank is kind of essential. Well, it's nice. It's nice to be in control. A lot of people have weird sort of nature-y concepts about aquascaping. But as with most gardening, it just comes down to decoration, providing plants with what they need. And all that usual stuff. Oh yeah. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh dear. Yeah, messed that one up. Well, I got that one right. Yikes. Okay, that's not a biggie. So what I've done there is I've closed it up without adding a rock, which defeats the whole purpose. But as long as you realize what you did, you can just redo it. It's not so hard. And yeah, I know this isn't going to be a very high art wellscape tank, but it'll be an easier tank. Basically, I can do water changes, and I'm usually pretty aggressive with my water changes, particularly when there's growing stock in there. Yeah, so this will allow me to do a water change without really worrying about all the plants being messed up. So that's one of them. Okay, let's have a look at the tank. Okay. Okay, so those are the finished products. As you can see, I haven't gotten through all the plants that I wanted to. But unfortunately this tank, its light is in the lid, so I can't show you while I'm doing it. But yeah. I'll just move it around. Okay. And again, you can see the problem. Everything moves around. But not these 4 balls. And a bit of time, they'll grow through that mesh. And Not as quickly as when I had them in CO2. This is a low-tech tank because it's much easier to keep things like shrimp in a low-tech tank. And yeah, I just like the idea of having a simple low-tech tank with shrimp grazing through it. I might also keep a few Madeikas in there because putting so much effort into growing these out to their full size. They're about a centimetre or half an inch long now, and they'll be roughly 3 times that when they're fully grown. Anyway, that's it for the video now. Hopefully I'll get you a look at it when it's a bit settled down. All right, bye for now. Thank you for watching.